What's up, YouTube and classical guitarists? I want to introduce myself. My name is Tom. I'm a classical guitar player and classical guitar nerd like all of you. I have 2 degrees in classical guitar. I have a bachelor's and master's, which doesn't really mean much, but it does mean that I enjoy the music just like all of you. So I want to introduce myself and what this channel is going to be about. When I was in school, I didn't really have a lot of help when I was finding gigs and finding work. The other guitarists weren't really gigging so much. They were kind of just, doing their academic thing and preparing for their concerts and stuff like that. But as far as like kind of gigging and getting yourself out there, they weren't really doing that too much. So I kind of had to learn everything on my own and from some of the other musicians in the other departments. So I want to kind of share my experiences and help some of you classical guitarists find some cool repertoire and accessible things so that you guys can find work. This channel is going to be talking about different types of equipment that you could be using for your gigs, what works, what doesn't work, or what has worked for me, I guess, is what I should say. We're going to be talking about promotion and websites and YouTube and recording studio and some of the things that can help you promote yourself so you can find this work. And I also want to clarify, when I mean find work, I'm not talking about the academic side of things. This is just for fun, to make some money and to kind of help support your musical journey along the way. And of course, meet interesting and awesome musicians too. Part of this is also going to be a repertoire series where I'm just going to kind of present some music that has been successful for me at gigs and what has really been enjoyable to a lot of people. So the first one I want to talk about is 50 Easy Irish Favorites, arranged by Jerry Willard, which is this book right here. I like this book. It's not the greatest as far as I wouldn't program anything on a serious recital from this book, but the arrangements are done well enough that I feel like they could be acceptable at some gigs. They could definitely be great for certain wedding receptions. If somebody specifically requests some Irish tunes, you can draw from this book. If they are authentic Irish, I would probably do some research on it and kind of beef them up a little bit to make them a little bit more authentic. He does give some tips on performance notes here. I wouldn't say that they're very great or authentic Irish performance notes, but he gives some tips to kind of just give it more of a feel to it. Like he suggests here, the swung eighth notes, similar to jazz. He also talks about ornamentations, like some mordants and trills and things like that, but nothing too crazy, nothing really derivative of any specific Irish performances. But I still think that you get a lot of content in this book, and it only cost me like $11. And one other thing that I wanted to add about this book is that it is in standard notation as well as tablature, which is not my favorite thing. I'm usually turned off when I have a publication like that. I read everything in standard notation. I don't like reading tab. And then when they have tab and notation in the same place, it makes the arrangements a lot longer. You end up sometimes with like 10-page arrangements when it could just be 4 or 5. But the arrangements really are only like 1 or 2 pages. There's only 1 or 2 in here that are 3 or 4 pages long. So it's not too bad. I don't mind that the tab is there. Plus, for some of you who are interested in classical guitar gigging, who maybe didn't go to school for guitar, who do read tab, this book is definitely for you too. So the piece that I'm going to present for you guys is Sally Gardens. I hope you like it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.